Hey guys, how are y'all doing? How's your day going? And if you're just starting, how's your night? Hope you had or are having an amazing and a beautiful day. So this day two of 100 days of Python, we still have a long way to go. And today we're going to be focusing on understanding data types and how to manipulate strings. Okay. Now, in the last video I did, I introduced you to some of the basic data types and how to work with them, saving them to variables. So today we'll just go a bit further. So in Python, we have like a list of data types, like a long list of data. I mean, not long per se, but we have a list of data types. So the data types we have in Python, the first one which we are already very familiar with is string, which holds a collection of what do you call it? Collection of characters. Those characters could include numbers, but the numbers will not be functioning like all your normal numbers. They'll be functioning as strings. You have integers, which are whole numbers. You have floats, which are decimal numbers. You have complex numbers. That's when you have your imaginary numbers. You have boolean operation and boolean. You have list. There's a long list of them. And I introduced you to type error in the last video, which is when you like usually when you are like requesting a specific type or trying to carry out an action on a specific data type which is supposed to be done on an alternating data type. For example, we did that thing where we had it. Let me just show you in case you were not here with us in the last video. So we received an input from the user. So let me assign it into a variable. We received an input from the user, but we specified that whatever input the user is passing in must be an integer, and then we can take the input. I'm not going to give any prompt. I'm just going to run it from here. So if I were to pass G, I was going to get a value error because I asked for integers, and there are other times when you can raise this kind of error. So what else did we cover? I told you how to check for data types. Now I'm just going to quickly run through converting. So this converting is still the very same thing as what we did when we are trying to cast our data type. That is when we're like forcing a specific data type to be used. That's stuff I just did right now. But what if we had another data type? Remember when we had numbers? I can't remember this we used, but we had two numbers and we had b is equals to, let's just give it another number, 8. If you notice, I'm enclosing it into this inverted comma, so that means it's a string. And I wanted to print I wanted to print a plus b. So if I run this, obviously I'm going to get 58 because this is a string. But what if I want to work with this as an integer? So what would we do? We convert it. So converting is almost like casting. If I want to convert it to an integer, I'm just going to pass this int here. Let's just pass this int here. So now it should add it mathematically. Then we have 13. So what is going to happen if I enclose both of them in one bracket now, like this? It's going to be a plus. What do you think the output is going to be? I'm going to give you just a quick second to leave your comment in the description. What do you think I'm going to get when I do it like this? Is this going to be 13 or is it going to be 58? Let's run and see. Is 58. So why is that? So it's kind of like I don't know if using board mass is the right way to explain, but we first, by not enclosing, we're not turning a into an integer and turning b into an integer. We're adding a and b and then turning the output into an integer. So in this video now I'm going to be introducing you to operators, but not just any type of operators. I'm going to introduce you to arithmetic operators. So I've already seen a few of them, and that is like this plus. In the last video I introduced you to multiplication, but we're just going to jump into all of them now, and I'm going to kind of like explain them. What did I just I'm going to kind of like explain them as we go. So, um, so there are seven main operators in Python. So the very first one is the one that we've already seen so many times, the plus. Let me just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So we're going to be printing, and let's say we want to do 7, and it's going to be whatever is going to be here, and we just have another digit, let's say 9. Okay, no, let's do a smaller number because we're going to do divisions also. Let's do 5. All right. So the very first one is our addition, which is the one we're very familiar with, plus. The second one is, sorry, I don't know, I'm extremely tired. The second one is subtraction. All right. The third one is multiplication. Now, this multiplication is an asterisk. So I've seen it in the last time. If we should, I showed you, if you're using multiplication, this asterisk on strings is going to print that strings the given amount of time. Like if I do 3, it's going to print that string 3 times. Okay. And the next one we have is division. Now, this particular division, when you divide it, it's just going to divide and give you with all the remainder. So the output is usually an integer. But then we have this stuff called floor division. So if you do floor division, it's going to round it up and it's just going to print an integer. We also have this stuff called modulus. What this one does is it prints out the remainder. So if you divide, it's going to print out, it's going to return the remainder. And lastly, we have exponentiation, that is raised to the power of. So I'm saying 7 raised to the power of 5. So let's save this, let's run it, and let's see our program. So we have first one, 7 plus 5, 12. 7 minus 5, 2. 7 times 5, 35. 7 divided by 5, 1.4. 7 floor division divided by 5. I don't know if that's English, but we got 1. That is because it only returns an integer. We have 7 divided by 5. So the remainder is 2. Because when you divide 7, you know how to do division now. You do 7 divided by 5, it's going to be 5, then it's going to be remainder 2. Because remember, long division, you have 7 minus 5, which is going to give you 2. Okay. And last, we have 7 raised to the power of 5. That is a long number. You can go and check that with your calculator to see if it's correct. But yes, now let's work on a project. Let's work on the BMI calculator. So, um, let me see how there's a formula for calculating. So let me just quickly Google the formula. Am I connected to the internet? Yes, I am. Okay. I created a GitHub for it. So the GitHub is going to be linked in the description. This is it. Mobile desk, 100 days of Python. Let's check my repository, my repo. So we have our day one, under our day one, we have this band.py that I worked on. But let me get the formula for BMI. So I'm going to do a very simpler one here, and down the line we're going to update this BMI calculator. They didn't show me the formula. Okay, I think it's weight divided by height. Okay, now since we're not start working with condition, we're going to assume. So let's just give the user a prompt. So let me just open this up to the side, not here, this one. So let's just firstly create a new directory. We're going to call this one day 2, and inside this we're going to create BMI calculator. Sorry, I didn't add my extension. Pardon .py. All right, more like a. Now let me just want to test like I'm seeing it clearly, because for some reason I cannot. So we're just going to be a bit creative. So I'm just going to say print. We want to print. Welcome to this BMI calculator. All right. Next, now I want to receive an input from the user. So the first input we're going to get is going to be our weight. weight. It's going to be because remember how to get your input. Now we want to get an integer. So we're going to pass int, and then we're going to get the input. So let's just give the user a prompt. So we have not started working with conditional, so we cannot give the user the benefit of choosing if they want to pass kilograms or pounds. So we're going to just prompt them, please enter your weight in pounds. Sorry, in kilograms, not pounds. In kilograms. And just for neatness, we're going to do this. Next thing, we want to get the height, height. In fact, it's going to be equals to, want an integer, and we're going to give them a prompt. We're going to say, please enter your weight in meters. Okay, all right. So it's just going to be the BMI formula is just body mass index equals to the person's weight in kilograms divided by the square of the person's height. Okay, so it's just division. This is very simple program. So I'm going to say, please enter your weight in meters. All right, but now we're not going to stop there because we want to get the square. So do you remember how to do square? So we're going to say raised to the power of 2. All right, so now what we'll now do, we're now going to say BMI is going to be equals to weight divided by one, not doing flat division, just a small division, weight divided by height. And now we're going to print. Remember how I said I like printing? If you were here with us when I was in the last video, I print using formatted strings. So I'm going to say your body mass index is, call the curly brace, and we're going to pass in the variable we want to access, which is b. I don't think BMI has any extension at the back, do they? If they do, you can put that in yourself. We're going to throw away out the bug, you can run using Python manager. So sorry, I want a Python manage.py. That is Django. Oh yeah, in this video, let me just throw it out there first. This particular tutorial, we're not going to do Django, we're going to do Flask. That is the web framework we're going to be working on. So you can just let me know now if you're interested in a Django tutorial. You can let me know so I can do that one separately. But this particular tutorial, this 100 days, we're not going to be touching Django while using Flask instead because Flask is easier. Please, my enter is not spelled correctly. It's supposed to be an E here. Let's not save it now, Sha. Please enter your weight in kilograms. What can someone's weight be? I don't know. 20. Please enter. I did weight again instead of height. What is wrong with me? Praise obasi. Please, and this one is please enter your height in meters. I think height is usually like 100. Your body mass index is this. Oosh. So now we're not going to be doing this now, Sha, but now Julian wants to now teach how to round up. We're going to round up using the round function and using these two spaces in this formatted string, but we're not doing that now. No. Or should we just do let us just once for all. So when you want to round up something, there are two ways to go about this. Let's just include this. So the first way to do this is by coming. There's a function, it's an inbuilt function, don't worry, it's called round. So this round can take other arguments. You can just leave it to round. I'll just round up to its default extension. What did I do? Preservation. Or you can on your own choose how many you want to round it up to. Right? Let's do weight in kilograms, height. Your body mass index is 0, so you rounded it up to a whole number without this thing. But personally, I don't usually do this though. I hardly make use of this one function. Instead, what I do, since I'm always working with formatted strings, so as I'm working with formatted strings, as I'm calling it here, once I've called it in these curly braces, what I'll now do is now pass this. So I keep forget what because there is a colon is called. I want to call this colon. I'm not going to pass in how many things I want to come after the how many things I want to come after the what do you call this shit after the column. So let's say we just want to do 2 because I mean that is more ideal. So let's run it without debugging. I'm going to the kilogram. Let's do a higher number. I think I don't know. Ugh. and let's see the height. So you can see. I don't know. I think I need the guy. All right. Well, let's see. I think we should work on that. Let's work on another project. Let's work on another project. I have two projects that guys. Let's work on this one. Tip calculator. So here in Nigeria, we don't give tips to people. So I think there's a formula that you use to calculate tips. Let's just Google that quickly. So what percentage of tips am I to give? So I don't know. I just saw 100%. I'm like, you give them the tip of exactly what you buy? No, I think it should be like 20 something. 15 to 20%. So we're just going to use 20% because that was the one that was in my mind. All right. So the first thing we need to do is just by receiving an input from the user. So let's call this one mail. It's going to be equals to is an integer obviously because I don't see you paying with words. And we're going to say input. We're going to give them how much was your meal. How much did your meal cost? Okay. Next thing we want to do. So when you're calculating percent, let me just quickly open my calculator here. So this is going to be 0.02, I think, but let's just confirm. So we're doing 20%, so it's going to be 20 divided by 100. Okay, 0.2%, not 0.02, 0.2%. Oh, sorry. So our tip is going to be equals to, it's going to be equals to meal. This is a very easy program. Meal, where is my this thing? Meal times 0.2. Okay. We're going to say let's print here. You you are to tip the server. Let's put a dollar in front of it and let's save it and let's run our program. How much was your meal? Let's say it was $100. You have to tip the server $20. Okay. I mean, it makes sense. All right. I have another program here, sure, but y'all can work on that one on your own. And maybe in the next video and come out. Let's just because this video is very short. So let's do it. Let's work on another program. This one is, oh no, let's just leave it. Let's just leave it. So yeah, if you have any other program that is relating to this topic we have covered and you want me to further on it, you can let me know. Leave your comments in the questions in leave your questions in the comments below. Like this video, share it. The source codes are all on the GitHub. What else? I have a link tree below which has all my social media. So go check me out, show the love. Subscribe if you're not subscribed yet, and I hope to see you guys here tomorrow. I mean, not tomorrow per se, because I think I don't honestly I don't know how much. I should uploading this in daily, not weekly, because we don't have up to 100 weeks. I'll do it daily. So see you guys tomorrow. Have a great rest of the day. Bye, guys.